Welcome to Arts News, friends. I'm Jimmy Ray here with you every Friday, 10 a.m. to talk about people, places, and things to do in the arts world of the Ozarks. This week, we look at the process of beautifying some roundabouts in Springfield. We talk with Hatch and Sculpture Walk Springfield about that. And we remember the great craftsman, the Whittling fiddler, Violet Hensley, as she's passed away at 109. That and so much more coming up on Arts News. Let's go! Go, 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 go. And we continue to shine light on NPR's Tiny Desk contest and some of the local and regional entries. Here is a tune from Ashton Barbary from Fayetteville, Arkansas. It's entitled 2 a.m. Shadow, right here on KSMU Arts News.
Thought the other day you might call. Been getting used to feeling lonely. What's our love mean after all of this? You say you'll come around, but you move slowly. I held your head in my hands through the night. I remember every word. Look in your eyes. What are we? Was there a miscommunication? I don't want to be your 2 a.m. shadow. I'm not your place to go, and no one picks up the phone. Don't try to tell me it's in my head. Do you change your mind a lot, or was this just not what you thought it'd be? 'Cause I'd like to meet your friends someday. You act like it's not true that we drank and we laughed until 2. I didn't put my heart on the line just to fall within uncertain light. I held your head in my hands through the night. I remember every word. Look in your eyes. What are we? Was there a miscommunication? I don't want to be your 2 a.m. shadow. I'm not your place to go, and no one picks up the phone. Don't try to tell me it's in my head. I used to fall asleep looking into your eyes. Now I'm lucky to know that you're alright. What are we? Was there a miscommunication? I don't want to be your 2 a.m. shadow. I'm not your place to go, and no one picks up the phone. Don't try to tell me it's in my head. Do you change your mind a lot, or was this just not what you thought it'd be? 'Cause I'd like to meet your friends someday.
That was Ashton Barbary from Fayetteville, Arkansas, and her song 2 a.m. Shadow. It's the piano version, a live version. And Ashton Barbary was one of NPR's Tiny Desk Contest entries, and we like to shine light on the local and regional artists that participated in the Tiny Desk Contest. We'll have more of those in the coming weeks. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. A couple special guests from Sculpture Walk Springfield, Executive Director Bridget Bechtel, and from the Hatch Foundation, Executive Director Erin D'Anastasio. Welcome, friends.
Why?
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
being
having
here.
us.
So glad to have you back, Bridget, and so glad to meet you finally, Erin. Reported on so much great work that you guys have done in the community, so keep up the good work.
Appreciate it.
And I know there's lots more to come, but today we're talking sculptures. And of course, we have the exciting new 11th collection that released earlier this year, but also kind of taking some of these roundabouts around town and sprucing them up a little bit. Bridget, what is the goal here on these roundabouts?
Sculpture Walk was brought in a couple months ago after an idea hatched between the Community Foundation of the Ozarks and Erin at the Hatch Foundation about beautifying some of these roundabouts in our community. And this is something that we see in a lot of other municipalities our size, is that they are putting art in those roundabouts, and they do help with traffic calming measures. It makes you aware of your surroundings.
Right.
It makes you more present in the moment. It makes you more keenly observant of what is going on around you as well. And it also will slow you down, which is, I think, the biggest traffic calming measure of all. I think that they're just a great addition. We have these wonderful pre-built canvases, these pre-built pedestals just right there ready. So we did a lot of research about what sculptures and roundabouts need and how are those different than regular sculptures on sidewalks, because they are. And so we're really excited to be a part of it and to help bring this to fruition and to help make it safe and beautiful.
Erin, where did you all come into play on this? What was kind of the thrust behind it for Hatch?
Yeah, really, Hatch and CFO kind of came up with the idea alongside with the city. So Winter Kinney is a good friend of mine, and we met with David Cameron and a few others from his staff and just asked them about public-private partnerships and how can we really enhance the community? What are some unique ways that we could come alongside them? Honestly, the conversation originally started with the daylighting of Jordan Creek and just some opportunities there, and then we just started talking a little bit more big picture, some of the corridors and kind of those entry points to Springfield, and just what could some beautification help to say to our community. And then we started talking about just the different zones within Springfield, and that's when the idea of roundabouts came about.
It's so easy.
is.
They really lend themselves to puns.
Yes, they do. Actually, with the Hatch Foundation, we helped supply the funding for the native plants in the roundabout that you'll find at Glenstone and Republic.
Yes.
And so we had a little experience with that. And so we started talking about, okay, is it just native plantings? Is it sculpture? Is it art? And we had just a number of ideas that came to mind. Of course, we realized quickly that we should call in the experts.
It's really interesting because those roundabouts are enormous, and you don't realize how big they are.
Some of them really
Yeah.
are.
The one at Galloway is 75 feet in diameter.
Wow.
I know. But there's only 58 feet of usable space for sculptures.
Right.
And of that 58 feet, it can only be, I think, 26 feet tall, because it can't, at any point, the sculpture cannot go into the street.
Right.
So, I know people are like, oh my God, we don't need a big obtrusive thing that's going to block traffic. Well, this isn't going to do that.
Right.
And we have no idea, this is what's the best part of it, is everybody is like, well, it can't be this and it can't be that. We have no idea what it's going to be yet. This is just like the fact-finding mission.
Yeah.
This is your opportunity to tell us, okay, you don't want it to be obstructive to the line of sight. Okay, tell us.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now.
It can't be very reflective, right?
Yeah,
I mean, when
it
you
can't
think
be
about
reflective,
even just, the sunlight and
it can't be too wide that you can't see what's going on the other side of the street.
So you're opening up the input now to the community. Okay, so
Yes.
tell us a little bit more about this survey that you've got going then.
So one of the big components of this whole project is that we wanted to make sure that the community felt heard and the community had input on what they want to see and what they felt represents them.
which is what I think is so unique about using the roundabouts. The neighborhoods right, that are all around the roundabouts. Here we go again. They really, with what Bridget's talking about, they get to really participate with envisioning what this can look like.
Yeah. And the themes and each roundabout is going to be so different because it is connected to a neighborhood and because it is connected to those people in that space. We're currently hosting a survey online. It's just a Google form. You can find it if you go to the Sculpture Walk website, there's a little pop-up right now that's directing you to that survey.
Okay, give them that website.
SculptureWalkSpringfield.org.
Okay.
The whole thing, guys. All those letters. And there's just a little pop-up. But if you miss the pop-up for some reason, we also have a tab under our special projects where you can find that survey. We're also hosting these community-focused workshops where we're asking the people of that neighborhood, and of all the zones, you know, we're going to each of the different areas, but we want anybody to come to anyone. You know, you don't feel like you're excluded. We're asking the neighborhood to show up, talk with us, engage with us directly, and then we have what we're doing, it's called Postcards to the Artist, and it's a little bit more involved in the survey. The survey is 5 or 6 questions. This Postcard to the Artist is like, what colors do you need to see? Get those colored pencils and show us. What imagery do we need to see? Get your colored pencil and show us. We are asking to evoke feelings in the survey, and we're asking for tangible things you want to see, kind of more with the postcards. You know, and it's kind of funny. Everybody says they're not an artist. Like 90% of adults say they're not artists. And I would fall into that category as well, which I think being in the arts would surprise people. But this isn't about being an artist or having an artistic quality. It's about you wanting to make sure that you tell us what you want, that what you feel this Fast Night is.
It's a collaboration. It's
exactly.
a way to bring the community into the process, which I think is really unique. To actually engage in this type of process is so much more effective. This is constructive, and this is working towards progress. Do we have a deadline here that folks need to be thinking about on this input?
Right now, it's August 31st.
Okay.
We're giving the entire month for this survey. We're getting pretty good feedback so far, depending on if that stays steady or if we feel like we've got enough, or we have a good sampling. I think we are open to extending it a week or 2 weeks should it be needed.
Right.
But I also don't want people to feel like they need a survey to reach out to Sculpture Walk.
Okay.
One of the interesting things with doing this survey is that I have had some feedback about things that were around before my time. That's a part of this. That's a part of Sculpture Walk. That's a part of this entire program, is to having the art be engaging with the community. So you have those strong feelings. Let's talk about it.
Sure.
Let's not wait for a Facebook article 6 or 7 years later in the comment section to air your grievances or to have a comment or an opinion about the art in your community. Let's just do it now.
Sure. We're talking with Bridget Bechtel, Executive Director of Sculpture Walk Springfield. We also have Aaron D'Anastasio here from the Hatch Foundation, Executive Director, and they're teaming up here to help some of these roundabouts simply become a little bit more beautiful, right? A beautification is really what this is. And so we keep talking about these neighborhoods that they're in. So what are the particular sectors of town that we're looking at? You mentioned Oak Grove.
Oak Grove.
Yeah.
So there is, for this first phase, which arting around is a multi-phase, or hopefully a multi-phase project. And this phase 1 is for the first 4 zones. We got 1 roundabout in each zone, and that might not always be the case.
Right.
We're just trying to be equitable at this point. And that is Woodland Heights, Zone 1, Zone 2, Oak Grove, Zone 3, Fast Night, and then Zone 4 is Galloway. So it is the Lone Pine, Galloway roundabout near Sequiota, then the new Grant Avenue roundabout near Parkview, the new roundabout at Reed, the Reed Middle School, and then Old Glory from 2015, Catalpa and Oak Grove.
Yeah.
I think that was our first roundabout.
Yeah, people kind of, when they first started showing up, and then the Divergent Diamond, it took some people some time to kind of get used to it
Yes.
all. But Aaron, when it comes to Hatch getting involved in this and so many other things, I was just curious, and folks may not know enough about Hatch, and I want to shine a little bit of light while we got you in here. What's the mission for the Hatch Foundation in the community? Because, you guys have done huge work, and I see your name a lot. Let folks know really what you're trying to do.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that, Jimmy. Our mission is simple. We are really just trying to build a better sense of community here in Springfield. If you are familiar with the Community Focus Report, they will highlight the red flags in Springfield, basically the the problem areas, I guess, if you will, and then also the blue ribbons within Springfield. At the Hatch Foundation, we really work to highlight the blue ribbons. We think that those are the inherent attributes that make our community really unique. We have 4 pillars. Arts is one of them. Outdoors is one of them. So when it comes to the roundabouts, it's really kind of a double whammy for us. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to be able to highlight both.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship and community engagement are our other 2 pillars. So, yeah.
Very good. And when did you get started with Hatch?
Yeah, so we were founded at the end of 2019, and I've been there since the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Very good.
yes.
And I know that you guys have done some good work with live music around town. Live from Downtown in particular is the
Yeah.
free music series every Saturday night on Park Central Square that runs from May to September. You know, these are the types of projects and stuff that we've been talking about today that the larger markets have that make a community hip, if you
Yes,
will.
yes.
You know, so that
Yeah.
when I think Hatch, I kind of think making the community hip is kind of
I'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Providing things that make it a place that people would want to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is Springfield offering
Right.
to people that is different or unique?
Make you want to come here and stay here.
And stay here. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And it's arts and culture. Those are the things that people are looking for.
No.
You know, we have good schools. We have a really great school system. Arts and culture can really make us stand out. It's so unique and it's so diverse. And I always think of Beth Doman saying that we are a freaky vortex of talent. And it's so true.
It is, especially for a community our size.
Think about all of the resources and all of the possibilities. You can go to the symphony, the opera, going to the opera and then going to Live from Downtown and seeing a unique indie band and then having a Toma Ozarks Music Alliance and then High Tide and Mosaic. And I mean, for a town our size.
And what I love about Live from Downtown, for example, it's free. It's free to the
Yes.
community, so anybody can go and enjoy it.
Yes.
That's one of the things that Hatch is really passionate about, is finding those opportunities to be able to provide those opportunities to the community, to have Sculpture Walk, for example, to have these beautiful art pieces where they can just walk around, they can engage with it. It helps them identify, I think, with our community and just appreciate what all there is in Springfield and in the Ozarks. I think we have just a really unique geographic makeup here with the community, but then also quite literally our geography. And so, yeah,
I
it's a lot
agree.
of fun.
And the accessibility that you speak of is huge. And removing that fiscal barrier for a lot of folks in the community, it's huge. Because a lot of times that challenge is the only thing keeping them from experiencing arts and culture.
Yes.
And so Sculpture Walk Springfield, what Hatch is doing, great work. Keep it up. Keep us in tune with what's going on with these roundabouts as they move on. We'll hopefully send out the survey via our newsletter as well. We'll see where that lands. And also before we go, you've all expanded to a couple permanent installations to C Street.
Yeah. So this year, Sculpture Walk expanded our footprint down to Commercial Street with the addition of, we had a couple last year, but now we have 5 sculptures down there.
Wow.
I know, and it's so exciting because that's always been the hope, is that we can expand the footprint, provide this in more places. More walkable communities is a good thing for everybody.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
And very exciting, at the end of September, we are also going to be on the Drew Lewis Foundation at the Fairbanks. We're going to be on their campus.
Very cool.
In Grant Beach. So we'll have 3 sculpture installations on the Fairbanks campus just in time for their fall festival, which is last Friday of September. So just really excited to be able to include all of these neighborhoods in our mission. And, you know, that's what we're all about, is more art and more places for more people and making it more accessible. I'm really excited. And I'm excited to hopefully connect all of these together. My next mission is connecting downtown and Commercial Street via Boonville.
Ah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Sculpture Triangle. But it's like the Bermuda Triangle. You get lost in the art.
There we go.
Get lost in the art.
Trademark. Write it down. Write it down.
That's right. You heard it here first, folks.
Well, we can find Sculpture Walk on socials, right? Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram, Sculpture Walk SGF. TikTok, Sculpture Walk SGF. Facebook, Sculpture Walk SGF. Website, sculpturewalkspringfield.org. We did debut our 11th collection this past beginning of May, so we're only 3 months into that. So if you haven't come out and seen it yet, you you're still at the beginning of the year. Don't worry.
There you go. And Aaron, when it comes to Hatch, before we go, just personally, and I'm sure you know there's organizational missions and all this, but just personally in the arts sector or the pillar that you guys work with, why is it so important here in Springfield to be involved the way that you guys are?
On a personal note, I've always loved the arts. I've, fancied myself a little bit of a singer, a theater, drawing, all the things. Clearly it stopped when I was a child, but that's okay. The breadth of the arts that we have here and the culture that we have here in Springfield, and I think it's just such a unique thing. My goal is just to help everybody to be able to experience it and to appreciate it. I think that that's key as well.
Yeah, excellent. And if folks want to learn more about Hatch, do you guys got a website folks can check out?
Yeah, our website is hatchsgf.org, not quite as long as Bridget's over there.
Very good. Well, thanks for shining light on this, and let's keep in touch on all things moving forward. Bridget Bechtel, Aaron D'Anastasio, thank you so much for coming in, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate it.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. And Big Smith returns with a rare performance, a concert in Clever happening tonight, August 14th, at the Clever Barn. That's located at 3647 Jasmine Road in Clever, Missouri. Kicks off at 6 p.m. It's Big Smith. Here is one of my favorites off Big Smith's second record called No Sir, right here on Arts News, KSMU.
Well, my cousin's got a heartache, but he doesn't have a car. So I'm driving down to Texas, where the biggest heartaches are. But something's going wrong round here. There's rollers in my rear view mirror. Those Atoka dogs can smell your very fear. And my plates are out of state, so I get a bit more hell. And I tell him I don't wish him harm, but I sure don't wish him well. But he'll use that Okie scare on me, and the highway boys get a chauffeur free. He says, do you have something you should let me see? No sir, 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 no sir. I wanna know what's going on. I'm gonna know what's going on. On Highway 44, say checkpoint straight ahead, so you know who they're looking for. So tell me, why does not one say, bienvenidos, enjoy your stay? You can't tell me that there's no other way. Well, a half an hour in handcuffs and a half a pound of sweat, like minnows just green enough to shimmy through the net. That's over you and it's over me, and the chain gang's working for all to see, serving mandatory penitentiary. No sir, 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 no sir. You'll never talk to me. You just put love on me. sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. No, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no, sir. No, sir, no, sir, let me go, sir. No, sir, no, sir, no, sir, no.
That was Big Smith from their second record, a song called No Sir, ahead of their concert tonight at 6 p.m. at the Clever Barn. And singing there, Mark Ballou, one of the main forces behind Big Smith, singer and songwriter, who continues his musical work with his wife and musical partner, Cindy Wolfe. They make up The Creek Rocks, and they'll be releasing a new album tomorrow night, August 15th, at the Fox Theater, downtown Springfield. HistoricFoxTheater.org for information and tickets on that concert. The duo was selected as the first recipients of the American Folk Life Center's Artist in Resonance Fellowship. The fellowship took Ballou and Wolfe to the Library of Congress, where they listened to field recordings made by folklorist Sidney Robertson Cowell in the Ozarks during the winter of 1936 and 1937. The duo selected songs from the collection and created new arrangements inspired by the original recordings. Guitarist Mark Ballou expands on his motivation behind the project.
What does the music tell us about what people were singing and enjoying back in that day? And a lot of these songs harken back to the generations before them. So it's really a window into the history of this area.
The Creek Rocks' new album will be released August 15th on all streaming platforms. The duo will celebrate the release of their album at the historic Fox Theater in downtown Springfield on August 15th. Tickets and information available at HistoricFoxTheater.org or thecreekrocks.com. Now, I'd love to give a closer look at the kind of things that Mark and Cindy were listening to as they collected and researched information for this next record. Here's one of those field recordings. This is On Field Mount Spring, sung by Cinderella Kinnaird. After this, we'll hear the Creek Rocks version of this tune off their new record. Hear it here first, folks, on KSMU Arts News. I'm Jimmy Ray.
On Field Mount Spring, a man did go way down in the meadow for to mow at to-diddle-income, to-diddle-I, to-diddle-I, oh day. He hadn't gone more than half round the field when a poison serpent bit him on the heel, to-diddle-income, to-diddle-I, to-diddle-I, oh day. He laid himself down on the ground. He shut up his eyes and looked all around at to-diddle-income, to-diddle-I, to-diddle-I, oh day. Oh, Johnny dear, what made you go way down in the meadow for to mow at to-diddle-income, to-diddle-I, to-diddle-I, oh day. Oh, Sally dear, you ought to know 'twas father's grass and it must be mowed at to-diddle-income, to-diddle-I, to-diddle-I, oh day. Young people all a warning take and shun the bite of a big black snake at to-diddle-income, to-diddle-I, to-diddle-I, oh day.
I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News. That was the Creek Rocks with the tune On Field Mount Spring, inspired by an old field recording from right here in the Ozarks from 1936, 1937. And it's all part of their Artist in Residence Fellowship and a record that they have reinterpreted old field recordings from the Ozarks into their fresh interpretations. You can catch them tomorrow night, August 15th at the Fox Theater, downtown Springfield. More information and tickets can be found at historicfoxtheater.org. And in Hollister, Missouri, the Southern Missouri Arts Connection, also known as SMAC, will host a solo exhibition featuring the work of artist Savannah Richardson entitled House of Hues. The show will run through August 29th at the SMAC Art Center. That's located at 7 Downing Street in historic Hollister, Missouri. Savannah Richardson is a painter and graphic artist from Kirbyville, Missouri. She is the 2025-2026 Artist in Residence for SMAC, and Richardson's large-scale acrylic paintings, each in a monochromatic color palette, are designed to create an atmosphere of varied emotion. Individual paintings in various shades of a single vibrant hue conjure feelings ranging from anger and anxiety to love and happiness. Every artwork also contains a handmade mixed media component, such as beaded elements, sculpted areas, felt work, or sequined embellishments. Richardson says of her work, "Ever since I could remember, I have enjoyed making artwork no matter the medium, but I have always been drawn to more surrealistic and mixed media art styles." The title, House of Hues, relates to the, quote, sheltered theme of the exhibit. The paintings convey the metaphorical idea of something being in a house, much like our emotions are housed within ourselves, explained Richardson. A bird cage, a koi pond, nested dolls, all of these depict a home or a shelter for something, she continued. A highlight of the show is a repurposed dollhouse functioning as a unique 3D mixed media display with design elements and room colors relevant to each painting in the exhibit. The mindful use of pre-owned, recycled, and donated supplies is important to Richardson. "I want these things to be more than single use. I want to give them another home," she said. The SMAC Artist in Residence program was made possible through the Arts and Culture grant funded by the Springfield Regional Arts Council, the Community Foundation of the Ozarks, and the Musgrave Foundation. And each month during their exhibits, SMAC highlights one of the many local nonprofit organizations that serve the area. This month, SMAC is drawing attention to Branson Humane Society, whose mission is to aid in the alleviation of distress and suffering of animals, and promote their humane treatment through protection, placement, and public education. Branson Humane Society operates an adoption center and 2 thrift stores. You can find out more about that at bransonhumanesociety.com. And more about the Southern Missouri Arts Connection. It's a 501c3 nonprofit local center of creativity, art, education, innovation, and community partnership that strives to improve the quality of life in Southern Missouri by connecting individuals with the arts for the benefit of all. You can visit their website at smac-art.org. That's SMAC-ART.org. And speaking of SMAC, there is a call for artists. The SMAC Gallery exhibition proposals for 2027. Each year, the Southern Missouri Arts Connection, or SMAC, presents a program of monthly exhibitions in the SMAC Art Center. Just like the one that Savannah Richardson is doing this month down there, you too can be part of this gallery. The program seeks to present a diverse range of creative approaches, mediums, and backgrounds of artists. SMAC invites interested artists to submit exhibition proposals for 2027. All proposals should aim to present exhibitions that are aesthetically strong, as well as provide an opportunity to explore topics of cultural, artistic, and social relevance. Proposals are rated by the Gallery Committee on technical skill, originality and creativity, as well as concept, composition, and marketability. Now, the deadline is the end of the month, August 31st. There's a $20 submission fee paid online when you complete the proposal, and more information about submitting a proposal is available online at smac-art.org. So it's a call for artists. If you have work that you are ready to exhibit, then this is a perfect opportunity to propose that to the Southern Missouri Arts Connection at smac-art.org. Good luck to everybody, and thank you for creating. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. And Violet Hensley, an Ozarks musician and craftsman who spent decades preserving the tradition of handmade fiddles and old-time music, has died. Known to generations as the Woodland Fiddler, Hensley died Friday, August 7th at the age of 109 years old. Her story began more than a century ago in rural Arkansas. Violet Brumley was born near Mount Ida in 1916. She grew up on a farm where making things by hand was simply part of everyday life. Her father, George Washington Brumley, was a farmer, musician, and fiddle maker who had built his own first instrument in 1888. When Violet was 15, she decided she wanted to make one too. She learned by watching her father work, cutting out the pattern herself and drying the wood near the family's fireplace. In February 1932, she finished her first fiddle. It was the beginning of a craft that would eventually make Hensley one of the best-known traditional artisans in the Ozarks. But that career didn't happen immediately. Hensley married Adrian Hensley in 1935 and stopped making fiddles while raising her family. She had 9 children. She wouldn't make another fiddle for 27 years. Then, in the early 1960s, she picked up the craft again. Around the same time, friends convinced Hensley to enter a talent contest in Yellville, Arkansas. There she met Ozark folk musician Jimmy Driftwood, who encouraged her to perform at his theater in Mountain View. Soon, people outside her hometown began taking notice. In 1965, Hensley demonstrated her craft at the War Eagle Craft Fair. 2 years later, she began appearing at Silver Dollar City near Branson. That relationship would last for decades. Beginning in 1967, visitors to Silver Dollar City could find Hensley carving fiddles by hand and playing the instruments that she made. Her personality, musicianship, and craftsmanship eventually made her one of the park's most recognizable performers and demonstrators. And Silver Dollar City helped introduce her to a much larger audience. Hensley appeared on national television, including the Beverly Hillbillies in 1969, the Art Linkletter Show, and Captain Kangaroo. She was featured in National Geographic and demonstrated traditional craftsmanship at the Smithsonian Folklife Festival in Washington, D.C. Through it all, the fiddle remained at the center of her story. Hensley made more than 70 instruments during her lifetime, keeping detailed records of the wood she used and where individual fiddles went. She used hardwoods, including maple and cherry, for the backs and sides, and even carved individual components from native woods such as persimmon, dogwood, and walnut. Her work wasn't simply about producing an instrument, it preserved a method of fiddle making passed from her father to her and rooted in a time when rural Ozarks families often made what they needed themselves. Recognition for that work continued through her life. In 2004, the Arkansas Arts Council named Hensley an Arkansas Living Treasure, an honor recognizing artists who preserve and advance traditional crafts. And Hensley kept performing long after most musicians would have retired. At 99 years old, she made her debut at the Grand Ole Opry stage in Nashville. She returned to the Opry in 2018 at 101 years old and performed Faded Love during her third appearance there. That same year, Hensley was inducted into the National Fiddler Hall of Fame. Her connection to the Ozarks also remained strong. She performed at the Ozark Folk Center in Mountain View, taught people how to play and make fiddles, and continued representing a musical tradition that had been handed down largely person to person. Her family joined her in that tradition as well. Hensley recorded music with members of her family, beginning with the album Old Time Fiddle Tunes in 1974 and later releasing additional collections of family music. Even when declining eyesight made building complete fiddles difficult, Hensley continued making smaller pieces and sharing what she knew with others. Her life eventually connected several very different eras of American music. She was born in 1916, learned fiddle making from her father, who had built his first instrument in the 1880s, and carried that knowledge through Silver Dollar City, national television, the Smithsonian, and eventually onto the stage of the Grand Ole Opry. But for all the national attention, Hensley's work remained deeply connected to the Ozarks and to a tradition she learned as a girl. A tradition built with wood, hand tools, a pocket knife, and a fiddle, thanks to her father. Violet Hensley, the Whittling Fiddler, was 109 when she passed. Thank you, Violet. I certainly remember seeing and hearing you every time we went down to Silver Dollar City. And now here is a tune that Violet Hensley learned from her father. The very first tune, in fact, right here on Arts News, KSMU.
My dad called it Rose Nell. Very first tune.
That was Violet Hensley playing the very first song her daddy taught her, called Rose Nell. And Violet Hensley, the Whittling Fiddler, has passed away at age 109. I'm Jimmy Ray. You're listening to Arts News here on KSMU. And up next, a sneak peek into Studio Live, which will air today at noon with Americana soul rock music from Patty Steele. Colleague and friend Jess Belisle has more as we look ahead. It's Soundcheck.
Sitting outside, so I can't do much. I sit around everything.
Welcome to Studio Live Soundcheck. I'm Jess Belisle. Fayetteville musician Patty Steele will join us today for Studio Live. She's a multi-instrumentalist with a powerhouse voice, but she wasn't always the frontwoman we know today. Patty joined me on the phone to talk about how she got her start and transitioned from supporting role to frontwoman.
What's unique about me is that I'm a multi-instrumentalist that doesn't play normal, or what I would claim normal instruments, because I came from the side person world and then jumped into the front person position. I came into music wanting to just be a part of something, you know, more than myself, and now have had to switch gears due to COVID. COVID kind of forced that to happen, which is not a bad thing. It just never really was my, thought process when I first started playing music. I never thought about being a songwriter.
Give me a little brief background about your work as a collaborator in the past, in this pre-COVID time period. What kind of stuff were you doing? Who were you playing with?
You know, from my childhood, I started out wanting to be a drummer. because my brother was a drummer, my dad played guitar, and I wanted to embrace, this percussion. And so that's the funny thing is that that's not what happened. I ended up playing clarinet because they'd already had all their drummers for the drum line, in band and school. So I played in band and I was a clarinet player. So then many years later, I started meeting people that were going to open mics in the Joplin area. Mm-hmm. And so they would have get-togethers at the, local little creeks and campfire jams and stuff. And so that's really where I got my start, was as a collaborator, because my friend was like, well, bring your clarinet. Maybe you can jam with us. And then I just started meeting people. I moved to Fayetteville with my ex-husband and started meeting people down here, playing with, Randall Shreve and Chucky Wags, who I still play with, both of those. And then because of those connections, started meeting more bands and more people.
How does this lend itself to you as a solo artist? Because, how did you decide, this is the path you want to take, and then go about that process of teaching yourself to be a front woman?
Well, that's a great question, because it was not, at all in my forethought going into starting out as a solo artist. Honestly, playing solo scared me to death.
I find that hard to believe, knowing your presence now.
I know. People do not understand that because you're more vulnerable when you're by yourself.
Absolutely.
And when you're on a stage with a lot of people. And when you're just making extra noises on top of what already sounds beautiful, it's just, it's a different, experience.
Well, Patty, thank you so much for joining us here on Soundcheck today, and we cannot wait to hear you this Friday on Studio Live.
I'm so excited to be coming. Springfield's like a second home, so it's always nice to come back home.
Be sure to catch Patty Steele, accompanied by Justin Larkin, on Studio Live today at noon here on KSMU. Thanks for tuning in to Soundcheck. I'm Jess Belisle.
I'm Jimmy Ray, listening to Arts News here on KSMU, and Springfield Little Theater is preparing for its 92nd season with single show tickets now on sale, upcoming auditions, and a new slate of board leadership. The 2026-27 main stage season at the historic Landers Theater features 7 productions, beginning with Les Miserables, September 11th through 27th. The season continues with Arsenic and Old Lace in October, followed by Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer for the holidays. The 2027 portion of the season includes Once Upon a Mattress, Dear Evan Hansen, Peter Pan Goes Wrong, and Mean Girls. Single tickets for all 7 productions are now available through the Springfield Little Theater box office and its website, springfieldlittletheater.com. Season subscriptions and patron memberships are also still available. And while rehearsals are already underway for Les Miserables, the theater is getting ready to cast its second production of the season. Auditions for Arsenic and Old Lace will be held Monday and Tuesday, August 17th and 18th at 7 p.m. at the Landers Theater. Auditioners only need to attend one of the two nights, with callbacks scheduled for Wednesday, August 19th. No prepared monologue is required. Auditions will consist primarily of readings from the script, and all roles are available. The classic dark comedy follows the seemingly charming Brewster sisters and their rather unusual approach to hospitality. The Springfield production will be directed by Beth Doman and Marnie Irwin, with performances scheduled in October. Springfield Little Theater has also announced its board of directors for the new season. Seth Swafford of Palin Music will serve as the board president. Meredith Roberts of AECI will serve as vice president. Emily Reese of Forvis Mazars as treasurer, and Wade Shelton of APO Community Health Center as secretary. Alec Martinez of Spencer Fane will serve as an executive member, and Christine Temple is past president. The theater is also welcoming two new board members, Turner Brown of Great Southern Bank and Ginger McAuliffe of Phelps County Bank. The board will help guide Springfield Little Theater through its 92nd season and continue to work on the organization's 10 to 100 strategic plan as it looks ahead to its centennial in 2034. More information on the season, tickets, and auditions is available at springfieldlittletheater.org. And new music out of Joplin, Vagabond Grove has a new record dropping today. We'll go out on one of their tunes from that record. It's called I'm Still Here. It's Arts News, KSMU. We'll see you next week.
I'm still here. Yes, I'm still here. Waiting on my scars to disappear. Said I'm still here. In a few words, I am broke beyond repair. In a few words, I am lost, but I look back at the way that it played out. I'm reminded I'm still here. Yes, I'm still here. Waiting on my scars to disappear. Said I'm still here. In a few years I have lost all my direction. Strayed away from who I am, who used to be. I just can't help but to grow. So don't forget I'm still here. Yes, I'm still here. Just waiting on my scars to disappear. Said I'm still here. I would never be the same without your love. I would never be the same without your it out.